Hi, so who are you then?
Hello, I'm Karen Loizou. I'm the wife of Chris Loizou, who's the creator of Cursed Empire,
Tell
and who
us
sat next to me right now.
tell us about Cursed Empire then.
Well, for me, my introduction to Cursed Empire started 20 years ago, nearly now. When I first met Chris, he told me that he'd written a game in French that he wanted to republish in English, and so 2 years following that, we first edition was created, and we started our convention tour around the UK. We went to the States a couple of times, Germany, France. We met lots of fantastic gamers, and and then we had a bit of a break from the gaming world, really. But now we're back.
Okay, so what's your interest? How do you find the setting, the world? What can you say about Cursed Empire?
I like the setting. It's huge. The world itself. I mean, when I first started playing Cursed Empire, it was I didn't realise how big the world was, and with this third edition, with the new artwork that Ryan's working on, we're now able to see that. We're able to see different, more of the world. Obviously, you have these two opposing factions really, but within that, you have so many different characters. It has real richness to it. That's what I like about it, about the world, about the game.
Okay, and from your perspective,
Well, I
as a
mean, as a
woman
girly
gamer?
gamer, yeah, I mean, it's very flexible. I mean, I've created my own character, Tebazil, who's a noble elf. Actually, she appears on the Kickstarter card game, and it's as a new gamer back then, it was great. Playing with other gamers, developing her. I'm quite protective about her, and in the world of Thargos, the world can be quite brutal. So, I know that if I take those unnecessary risks, there's a chance that I might lose her. So I think about things in the game when I'm playing her, and I like how her character has grown, how she's developed. She's quite reckless, really. Not your stereotypical kind of elf. But yeah, I love playing her.
Can you describe her?
Yeah, she's got long hair, which she has braided. She's actually got a scar on the side of her face from a previous encounter. She is a master with the bow, obviously, and with her swords. She's, quite tomboyish, really. She's not really very girly, although she obviously has feminine features. Yeah, and she's quite she's got a bit of an attitude, which is always is great to play, really. Yeah.
And as a female gamer, how do you describe where's the attraction in Cursed Empire? What stands out for you?
I think it's the the variety of choice that you have, really. And it's like, yeah, you can be quite a kick-ass kind of girly if you want, or you can be softer. It's up to you. But there's for me, it's like, I mean, I play with other girly gamers. We play the game, and I think that whereas I think sometimes you can play with guys, and they can kind of like be quite brutal and hard. I think when there's a mix, good mix, I think women add a different dimension, subtleties. So and when we just play girly gamer tables, it always makes me smile how their characters kind of come out, really, and they're not always kind of fluffy.
And in terms of the artwork,
I love it. I mean, I've been, when we first started conventions, Gen Con in the UK, it's the first time we kind of met some of our key artists for the first edition, Rick Martin, and I loved his work then, and now obviously we've got Ryan, who's part of the team and creating some amazing artwork. Some of it's quite dark, some of it less dark. It's a real mixture. It doesn't shock me at all. I mean, I love the diversity of the world, and those different images kind of show show the different sides of Thargos. So yeah, I love it. Brilliant.
So despite there being two main opposing sides, there are a whole variety of, in fact, over 100.
For sure.
Orders
I mean,
and
I invite
guilds.
anybody to kind of like really take a look. I mean, don't be put off if you see kind of like a Darken who looks pretty scary and a bit, bit quite a hard image. Look into the other characters within the game, because there's something for everyone.
What are Darkens?
They're they're fanatics, a lot of them, and you have different kind of like do you call them factions? The orders, yeah, factions. So there are different kind of types of Darkens, but a lot of them are fanatical, and the opposing side you have the Imperials, and so they clash a lot, but in between all of that you have all these other characters, so yes, you can have great kind of game where you have a complete blowout, or the chances are you're going to die. It's not, obviously anybody that's played Cursed Empire will know that, and that can be a lot of fun. And on the other hand, if you want to have a character that you develop and grow, and you go through your kind of like campaigns, then you can do that. You have these options, this flexibility. So that's really nice, about the game. You can have these kind of like exchanges, and sometimes they can be completely crazy kind of moments, and then if you want to have a longer campaign where you develop your character, and you gain renown, which can be a good or a bad thing actually, depending on kind of like what you do, then it's brilliant. It's great.
And what about creatures of Thargos?
Well, actually, it's nice, because when we first brought out the first Ed, you had your animals, your monsters, your beastery. Can I pronounce that? Beastery. You had these animals, but with Ryan coming on board and Chris's great imagination, we're now seeing more of the wildlife, the animals within the monsters, within the setting. And I think that Ryan's really brought Chris's ideas to life. The two of them work really well together, and I love that every week seeing the next piece of art coming out, the next creature, the next character. It's really, the artwork's really bringing the world to life. So it's fabulous. The creatures are amazing, and some of them are quite what I would call cute. There's a couple in there that I love. Sealos, it's like your great little character there, and then you've got some real monsters, that you would never want to kind of come face to face with. But the good thing about the world itself as well, what I've learned from playing before, is that they're not like around every corner. So some of these animals are very rare. You're not going to see dragons flying overhead every couple of minutes. It's going to be a very rare thing to see. And the same with a lot of the other creatures. So even though you have these creatures in this world, they're it's in a very real kind of sort of setting. You're not necessarily going to see one every time you go on a scenario.
And what about magic?
Magic, I mean, I know that I'm not, I prefer, I don't really get involved in magic, but before, again, when we were playing with others, magic has its own systems, rune-based system. It's not something that's kind of, you don't see a lot of it, in my opinion. It's there, it exists in the world. If you are somebody that likes to kind of like use magic and have a character like that, then great, you can. And it can become, and it's very in depth as well, all the kind of combinations and stuff like that. But again, it's not kind of like every 5 minutes somebody's firing a thunderbolt or something. It's quite a rare thing. So, and the same with objects in the game, magical objects and things like that, they're rare. So it just makes those moments when you can use it, or you do find something like that, it makes it a little bit more special and a little bit memorable. And
what about, just a few words about the card game, the upcoming card game?
Well, it's lovely. I mean, I'm saying that but because I've been involved in it, but it's been real step-by-step development, the game, and we've taken on a lot of feedback from people, with regards to the design, for players that may be colourblind, for example, how to make that accessible to players. Obviously we're using the artwork again from Ryan, which makes them, well, they're lovely, the colour schemes are great, and we're really excited about it. The feedback we've had from people, the mechanics of the game, the way the game works, the play, it's like people are excited about it. They're saying that it's something that they've not seen before. So we're really excited about getting it out there, really.
And it's coming to Kickstarter soon.
It is. You need to get it as soon as it comes out.
Thank you, Karen. Any
Thank
final
you.
words?
No, I just want to say to everybody, it's like when you first see Cursed Empire, you may be a little bit, for some people it may be a bit of a shock to see some of the artwork, but I would encourage them to kind of like look more into the game, because I think there's something for everyone. And and I know that everybody that we've played with, we've demoed the game with, that's played the card game, they've really enjoyed it, really had a lot of fun, and really, they want to come back for more. So, give it a go, and and we look forward to hearing your feedback. Okay.
Thank you, Karen.
Bye bye.
Bye.